Hey guys, today we will discuss about rules. This video basically would cover how to create rules in SurveyAnalytica. There are different kind of rules that you can create in SurveyAnalytica, but more or less the first key thing before building rules is to basically build your survey. So the first starting point for defining rules is that your survey should be ready. Whichever questions that you want to put on whatever page, you should have them structured already. And after that, you would start placing rules. So say for example, there's this sample survey where basically it's all about money lending habits. And there's this question based on to the user selection, basically land or borrow. The next set of questions should show or hide, right? So you can create rules directly by clicking this icon, the rule icon here, or you can open the survey and you can have the rules here as well. So now since you are already inside the question, we will click on the rules icon. So here you can see that these are the following rules which are defined, right? When the user answers lend, then we have to show this particular question. Now, how did we choose this? Simply, you can create add rule or you can have a rule which is already created by clicking this edit icon. So here it will show you the list of answers, right, which are available for this question. So we have already selected lend. And the action is basically show question. There are all these other possibilities. You can go to a top of page, navigate to a question on a page, end the survey, abandon the survey. End the survey and abandon the survey are different. Abandon the survey is the user response is not counted for. End the survey, basically whatever partial response the user has filled in, that would be recorded. Filter question answer choices. So basically there's a question which has like 10 options and you want to remove few options from that question answer choices. Filter question, there you are showing 10 questions and you want to hide, say for example, few questions based on the user choice. Or show question, say for example, your survey actually has 5 questions, like a few questions are hidden. So if you had those questions unhidden, it would be 8, otherwise it's 5 questions. And when the user selects an answer, you unhide the question, basically you show the question. So to show a question, that question needs to be hidden first, right? Otherwise it would always be visible. Show question answer choices. It's the opposite of filter question answer choices. So your question has a few options and the options are hidden by default and you want to show them, right? So let's go ahead and see. Basically, it's talking about the same page and this particular question. Do you always get back the money you lend? Which actually makes sense for the lend, right? Because for a borrower, it doesn't make sense, right? Because borrower is already borrowing. So you want to show this question. Now we will go to this question and see what's the difference there. Do you always get back? Yeah, this is the question. So you can see there is no rule on this, but if you open this, you can see that the question is marked as visible false. So it's invisible by default. So this question would be activated by the choice that the user takes on a question which is prior to this. So it should be more like a flow, right? This is the question where the user selects lend, only then this question is visible. Similarly, the rules are set up for other questions. So it's more like a flow, right? You should put up rules in a prior question to make changes to subsequent questions so that that particular question basically takes effect, right? Otherwise, in case your rule applies to a question prior to this particular question, then the user would have already navigated past that particular question and they won't see that question, right? So it always makes sense to apply a rule to a prior question so that any future specific questions, they are hidden, unhidden, right? Or say, for example, the options change and all those kind of things.